What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, and competitive games from tabletop to video games, and today we are reviewing my Railmon slash Piranimon deck. So in this deck profile, let me tell you that it's quite cool, and the whole majority of it is just playing your Digimon from the Digivolution. So this is definitely a beta testing deck, still working on it, but so far I like where it's at, and definitely there's a few tweaks and debates that I've been doing to see maybe change it just for like some consistency, but there's definitely a lot of playtesting that needs to be done with this deck. But for a starter, I'm quite happy with it. But before we begin, friendly reminder to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel and I do really appreciate it. So with that being said, let's get started, and we're going to start with the Digi-Egg. Yes, we have the Bukamon because his ability inherent is when you play a Digimon from one of your Digimon Digivolution card, gain 1 memory. Quite good. And especially that we are spazzing quite a bit, we could actually abuse this very decently. So definitely a mandatory card to have in this specific deck. So now we're going to go into the rookies. So starting first, we do have the Gomamon, which is the one from BT7 that allows you to on play draw 2 cards if it was on play from the Digivolution. So definitely it helps with draw power in this deck because this deck doesn't have so much draw power. So definitely Gomamon helps with that. And also another card to help is actually the Gabumon, which is on play trigger draw 1. Now I was debating of doing the X antibody, but when I was checking the ratio, it went to the point of you could pretty much just play the X antibody Metagarurumon deck instead of doing that. So I didn't really find it too worth it to actually do that. So we're still playing 4 of this Gabumon because we could actually spam the trigger draw 1 quite a bit. Then we have our meta blockers. So we have the Madoki Betamon, which actually prevents your opponent from gaining memory, except from Tamers. And then we have the Sayokomon, which prevents your opponent ignoring Digivolution cost, which honestly, it's alright. Doesn't really come up so much, but I'm still debating. Maybe I might switch this out for something better or more Betamon. That's also a possibility as well. Now let's go into our nice little champions. So we do have the Gorillamon, which is quite good, and there's a cool combos you can actually do with Gorillamon because Gorillamon on play lets you play a level 3 Digimon from a blue Digimon Digivolution card without paying its memory. So you could spam it quite a bit, and we have other cards to help spam it. So we could actually fill our board quite fast. Now we do have one blocker, which is this one D. So now we're playing this for there's 2 reasons. One, it only costs us 1 to Digivolve, and we kind of need that low Digivolution cost because a lot of the stuff is very high on memory, but also it's a blocker, so we could potentially play it from the Digivolution and have a safeguard as well. So it's definitely a good card, and it definitely can speed up the process for the Digivolution, which is nice. Now we have the Piranimon, obviously at 4 as their ultimate. So this card has Rush. You could bring it out very easily. There's a few cards that could actually bring it out. So you could actually just swing with it. This was pretty much the idea of the deck, is actually Piranimon. Now the next thing is actually the Whalemon as well. So Whalemon does something completely different. So on play, you may play 1 level 3 Digimon card from one of your Digimon Digivolution card as another Digimon without paying its memory cost. If you do, you may place 1 blue Digimon card from your hand at the bottom of one of your Digimon Digivolution cards. So we could actually play our Piranimon. So if our Digimon didn't have Piranimon, we could use Whalemon and place a Piranimon or another Piranimon as well. Because if you're familiar with Metal Piranimon, you know why that's good. Then we have the King Whalemon. Now I know I keep on saying Whalemon because I think it's weird calling it Whalmon because I'm used to it to the show when they kept on saying Whalemon. Now Whalemon, when attacking, you may play a level 3 Digimon card or a Whalemon from this Digimon Digivolution card as another Digimon without paying its memory cost. So this is actually quite good, and you can actually play a few Whalemons or other level 3s as well. Spam the board a bit, so it's quite good, and especially with the Whalemon, you could actually place other workies underneath him, so you could actually start swinging and doing the whole plays once again. Now, his other effect is when you play a Digimon from one of your Digimon Digivolution cards, return one of your opponent's level 4 Lord Digimon to your last hand, trust all the Digivolution cards. So it also does a cute little bounce as well for level 4 lures. That might not come up too often, but it's nice to have a little extra. Now we have the Metal Piranimon, which is when attacking, you may play a Digimon card with Piranimon in its name from the Digimon Digivolution card without paying its memory cost. Really good, especially with the Whalemon of placing a Digimon at the bottom. So imagine we could actually place another one because it says a Piranimon in its name. So you could actually use Whalemon, place a Metal Piranha under a Metal Piranha, and then attack with them, and then you get another level 6. But usually you will use it for this Piranha because it has Rush, but it's also another option as well. Then we do have our Davis mandatory because it's a memory tamer and you get a free blue Digimon as well. Now, Mimi and Joe is debatable. So this could also be Izzy and Joe, yes, the Black Tamer. And the reason why is that I want something that is kind of like a guaranteed of increasing the memory. Now this is high chance that it could actually happen, and we do have the extra draw ability if we delete one of our opponent's Digimon, but at the same time most likely it could be only one memory that you're going to gain. So this is why it's very debatable, and I might just put the Izzy and Joe since all what your opponent needs to have is just 2 or more Digimon and you're able to just gain that 2 memory. So it might be a better option to do the Izzy and Joe instead. Still debating. Like I said, there's a few tweaks that I might be doing, but so far I'm very happy with the deck. Next, we do have the amazing option cards. So starting with 4 Hammer Sparks, definitely mandatory, especially with a deck that really needs memory. This is definitely mandatory to play at 4. We also have 4 memory boosts because yes, it helps us with the search, getting the right cards that we want, but also we could use the delay ability to get to memory. Because if you notice, a lot of the stuff is actually pretty pricey when it comes with memory because you're pretty much playing a lot of stuff as well. And we have other option cards that might be a little bit expensive as well. So then we do have 2 Kaiser Nail. Now this is really good because you could choose a Digimon from Digivolution, place it under of your Digimon and play it as another Digimon without paying its memory cost, which is quite good. So we could actually start a lot of plays with only a play cost of 4. Like I said, you could use this on Gorillamon, which is nice. You could use it on Whalemon, which is really good as well. So there's a lot of plays that you can do with this, and also the security is to activate it, which is quite good. Another good card is Tidal Wave, which does the exact same as the other thing, but it's 2 Digimon instead. Now the play cost is 7, but the security effect lets you play it, and you get to play 2 Digimon. So if you use it with Gorillamon or even with the Whalemon, you could potentially play 3 Digimon instead, which is insane. And especially if it's in your security and you're able to do this, that means that you're going to have 3 brand new Digimon ready on your turn that you can start attacking with security, maybe spamming even more as well. So there's a lot of cool combos that you could do with this, so definitely mandatory. I might increase the amount as well, or maybe the other one, the nail, but so far it seems right to play them both at 2. I might put this one at 3 or the other one at 3 and one at 2. Still debating. And then finally we have the Ice Wall, which honestly, the more I'm thinking about it, it doesn't seem too necessary to play. Like I said, you can switch it out with the Tidal Wave or the Nail. It is really good, especially if you're like slow pace. So you could definitely play Nail or Ice Wall to actually stall a bit, but it's not too necessary at the same time. So it's good to have, but if you decide not to play it just because it doesn't really have synergy with the deck, you could definitely take it out. It's not really necessary to have. But if you're at a very slow paced game, this could definitely help for you to get your combo out so you can start spamming your board next turn. And that's it for a deck profile. Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. And if you want a sneak peek of future products we're planning to review here on the channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, Vaughn Gear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.